What are you learning about viewership for the game last night and the role that streaming is playing?
Well, we'll find out the exact numbers later today. But I think there's an expectation that this is going to be a blowout viewership Super Bowl. Certainly leading into the game, some analysts estimated this would be the highest Super Bowl of all time. So we'll see if that plays out. There's no question that the matchup, in addition to the Taylor Swift aspect, are all good things for ratings and will be something that Paramount Global can likely champion later today. In terms of streaming, by and large, still the game is watched on linear TV. In fact, NFL Commissioner Roger Goodell said just this past week or two that in his entire tenure as commissioner, however long that lasts, there will never be an exclusive streaming Super Bowl, he said, at least under his watch. So in terms of having the bulk of the viewership on streaming, I think that's probably still many years away.
Interesting that you get to that. Robert, I'm going to get to you in 1 second, but I had the opportunity to sit down with the NFL and talk about this very opportunity. And let me play that for you, a little bit of that interview.
The experiment or the engagement, with Peacock for the first playoff game, or the Thursday night package with Amazon, which has been terrific for the last 2 years, is really important for us because I think the commissioner used the expression, and we need to fish where the fish are. Our demographic of people who are watching on those platforms is about 10 years, 8 to 10 years younger than what we see on broadcast linear television. And now linear broadcast has been amazing for the NFL because you can't compete with reach.
It may seem that they don't want to bite off the big dog, in this case, the big networks that still carry the Super Bowl and pay a lot of money for it. But if your younger and younger viewers are coming through streaming, Robert, it seems to me like streaming is where the opportunity is.
Yeah, good morning. I mean, it's clear that streaming is where the growth is going to be. I guess our argument, specifically around Paramount and some others, means that what they're doing is they're taking this best content and putting it over the top. And the problem is that they're offering Paramount Plus at a significant discount to the wholesale rate that they're charging their distributor partners. So what we're worried about is the upcoming negotiations with these distributors. And we've labeled these guys cheaters of the ecosystem. And we're expecting that to play out over the next couple months, especially ahead of the Charter deal. And we've seen the template that they've used against Disney.
Can you explain that? In what way are they cheaters?
Well, essentially putting their content, the best content, as we saw last night, and the NFL, and all of the premium content that they have on CBS and other networks over the top on Paramount Plus, is essentially offering it to the wider public, the cord cutters, the cord nevers, at a significant discount, given all the promotional offers that they give.
Alex, what are you seeing? What's your anticipation here for the way the performance on the Super Bowl and the assets that Paramount is bringing to the table, whether it's CBS or Paramount Plus, the way that intensifies the speculation over a pair up with another big company?
I don't think the performance of the Super Bowl has anything to do with it whatsoever. I mean, CBS only gets the Super Bowl every few years. So the next CBS Super Bowl is 2027, and the one after that's 2031. And however they did in this Super Bowl, that will almost be baked in, to be honest, in terms of how valuable the asset is, because it'll already be in the rearview mirror. So that has little to do, I think, with the future of Paramount Global. One interesting thing, though, that maybe does have to do with the direction this company goes, which also has a sports tie-in, is this more recent sports JV that Disney, Warner Brothers Discovery, and Fox announced just last week. Paramount Global is not a part of that. And part of the way I interpreted why they weren't part of that was sort of a subtle dig at the company, perhaps from the Warner Brothers Discovery camp, which may want to merge with Paramount Global. Just kind of saying, look, we don't think your content is so valuable that you need to be a part of this JV. We feel like Disney, Warner Brothers Discovery, and Fox's sports content is robust enough. It's probably, 80% or so of the sports rights available, because ESPN is part of that, and ESPN has the bulk of the sports rights, that maybe we can live without CBS, particularly going back to Robert's point there, that it is available either over the top with the digital antenna for free or on Paramount Plus, which isn't all that expensive of an add-on. You can throw it on for about $6 if you buy with advertising. So if you want to put it together, you don't have to spend that much more money to have a more robust offering.
Robert, you recently upgraded Paramount from sell to neutral. You have a $13 price target on it. Tell me where it goes from here.
Yeah, I mean, that's the ultimate question. I think it comes back to a lot of the speculation that we've been reading about it and hearing. So our upgrade was essentially an acknowledgement of this desperation that the company is in, and what they need to do is really just look for some sort of exit here. And clearly there are parties that are doing the work right now. We'll see what valuation they end up coming to, but from the company's perspective, our upgrade was essentially an acknowledgement that the company does have a lot of pressure on it right now, especially because of the linear ecosystem, the lack of advertising, and the potential for cord cutting to accelerate, and the fact that, what we just heard, that they're not in this new sports JV. So lots of new pressure coming from all different sides here. And really the upgrade was just an acknowledgement that they have to do something, and there is underlying value if they so choose to go forward here.